Hey, welcome back to another Just 5 Mins. Another one, you say. Um, when will I stop making these? Well, who knows? They're more of a bookmark reminder for me anyway, so there we go. Okay, what we got this time? Well, a bit of a, I don't know, it's a bit of a disparate sort of couple of things, really. One is about VMware, virtualization, and the other one is about Visual Studio Code, VS Code. So, straight on to VMware. Why am I mentioning this? Well, if you want a virtual machine on your computer, now, obviously, this is more for your desktop type environment. If you're working in an enterprise, you've probably got all the usual VMs and everything else. But this is if you just want your own VM, and there's obviously a few options around this, considering things like VirtualBox from Oracle. I always had a few problems with that, but it could have been just me setting things up. But VMware was always one of those, decent sort of standard VM options for certainly on like things like Windows and stuff like that. Obviously on a Mac you've got Parallels to be able to load other VMs like Windows and stuff like that. But anyway, the key thing is this is actually going back a couple of months ago, that essentially VMware, I think there was a light version or just a player that was always free, but the pro version used to be, I don't know, a couple of hundred a year or something like that, or whatever the subscription was. But it was certainly the VMware Pro where you could actually make other VMs and build different VM layers and stuff like that. That was always a paid thing. So VMware, after I think Broadcom is a company in America that's acquired them. I don't know. There was probably some issue around that, so I've been reading. But anyway, the Workstation Pro, VMware Workstation Pro, is now free. So it's not just the player. This is, you can create virtual machines, all the good stuff. So that is on Windows, and I think there's also something called Fusion Pro as well. So these are all free for personal use, obviously not for an enterprise. But again, they're not just the player. You can actually create the virtual machine. So Fusion Pro on the Mac, for either Intel or the M series Apple Silicon processors, and VMware Workstation Pro on Windows. So that's quite an interesting one. So if you want to create your own VMs on your own desktop, then there you go. There's an option. As I say, there are other options around. Microsoft's got their Hyper-V that you can run on. I think you need Windows Pro though, whether it's Windows 10 or 11 Pro. So if you've got like a home version, I don't think you've got access to that. But anyway, there's an option. And the other one is a minor, little bit of a filler, but it's actually, I don't believe why I've missed this. If you used Visual Studio Code, and I do with other things as well, but I tend to go back to VS Code because that's where I spend most of my time. But anyway, the idea is that you end up with a lot of settings and extensions. I do. Anyway, I've got lots, too many. Most of them I'm probably not using. But what you can use is profiles. I'll put a link. There's a good article. And you can essentially have profiles. You can copy profiles, clone them. But you can actually have a profile with certain extensions and a certain theme, color scheme. And then you can have another profile for other things. So if you've got .NET development, you can have one profile. Rust development, you can have another profile, and you'll only then get the extensions that you need for those profiles. So it makes it a lot more comfortable working with them. So yeah, VS Code profiles is the second bit. A little bit light on information this time around, but never mind. That's what I've got. VMware looks quite a good option. Like I said, I think that might be useful for creating your own VMs on your local desktop. So that's what I've got this time. Take care, and we'll catch you on the next one.